So if you don't know this by now, I use things in my own life, the things that are happening around me, things that I'm thinking about, things that I've talked about with people, conversations that I've had recently. That's where I get the ideas for this. It's stuff that's on my mind in the morning. So recently talked with somebody. I'll be careful about their identity here, but recently talked with somebody who's having trouble with a family member, and they feel like the family member's trying to control them. And you know what? This is a common thing in relationships where we use power and control to get what we want. And there are two main ways that people do this. There's the aggressive type where people go, do this, which, I mean, it works with 2-year-olds, not really well, but it works with 2-year-olds because you're bigger and stronger than them. It doesn't work with adults. It doesn't work with teenagers. It doesn't work with people who can think for themselves and have some ideas on how things can be done or should be done. Then there's also the passive aggressive type, right? The people who use shame and guilt, and we've all, maybe not all, but most of us have someone in our lives who uses shame to try to get us to do what they want us to do, which is such a short-sighted way of doing things. Again, whether it's aggressive or passive aggressive, when you are using power and control to force somebody to do something that you want, what you're doing is you're pushing them away. Long term, that's what you're doing. That's what you're going to get from it. Now, influencing people in other ways, and listen, I'm struggling with this too. I've got relationships right now that I'm trying to influence, and I'm struggling with it because power and control is easy. You yell at somebody, those ways are easy. They're unskilled, okay? And then that's where a lot of people are at. The skilled way to influence somebody is going to be to listen to them, listen to their pain points, listen to the things that they care about, and then help them see a little bit more how those things work for them, for their benefit. And you know what? If that happens over a long time and you're a safe place for somebody, instead of a dangerous control power type person, an unsafe person, you will have more influence. Now, the difference is long-term versus short-term. Short-term, power and control looks like it's getting more done. Often. Long term, it never does. Think about every dictator throughout world history, okay, that used power and control to get what they wanted. Eventually, their empire falls apart. Maybe not in their lifetime, but eventually it falls apart because people get fed up with it. Long term, however, if you want delayed gratification, if you want the long term effect, then you know what you can do? Influence people in other ways. Develop skills where you're listening to people and asking good questions and understanding people, and you'll do far better in the long term, and you'll get far more of what you want in the long term.